The original concept came out of just an article detailing all of the real symptoms that astronauts have when they come back from space. So when we were prepping for the movie, I got to interview Dr. Elizabeth Warren, who's head of NASA's astronaut program for when they do come back from space. So it was really fascinating to learn from her all of the real symptoms. And Kate did tons of research on kind of all of the lesser known things that astronauts have to deal with when they come back from space.
Well, I was lucky because Jess had included so many of the actual symptoms that astronauts go through when they come back from um, a mission. So a lot of it was actually in the script already. Um, I did, like as Jess mentioned, I was able to do a lot of my own research. There's so much available online. You can actually watch a lot of interviews with astronauts who explain, what they go through and how they're feeling, and which is, I know a lot of why Jess included certain things in the film because all of that is accessible to us. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's very helpful to be able to access those types of that type of information from astronauts firsthand. Um, it makes the storytelling aspect of it so much easier when you have firsthand knowledge of it and stories from people that have gone through it. It just makes my job that much easier, to really just lean into real people's experiences.
Well, it worked out sort of serendipitously because we found this incredible house, which looked so much like the house that was in my deck for the film. Beautiful, modern, dark, moody location. And our base camp happened to be, it was like 10 minutes away. So we parked all the trailers and all that stuff there. And it happened to be this kind of not abandoned, but it was this kid science center that closed
Oh, cool.
pandemic.
Right.
And it was so amazing. So we ended up using that as our NASA location. And then when we go into the bunker sequences, we actually married some of the underbellies of that science center with the house so that it could feel like the house was so much bigger than it originally sort of meets the eye. So really between those two locations, we were able to create this sort of expanded world that gave you a taste of kind of the reality of the NASA and the medical world, and then this kind of more ex machina, moody, sort of scary, slightly home invasion-y kind of texture that we have at the house.
Yeah, we Jess definitely had the backstory of our relationship. She had a lot of that mapped out for us, and so that was very helpful because, when that relationship in the film is very important, even though,
Mm.
there's only so much of it that you see. Um, the emotional the emotional aspect of that and their and raising their daughter together, all of that was very, very important to the journey of the film and the story. So we definitely talked a lot about that and about why their relationship might be in the place that it is when the audience first meets us, and what Sam, that's how Sam being an astronaut and her being gone and being dedicated to this thing that she loves so much, how that really affects their family and their relationship. So yeah, there was a lot that we discussed about it that you don't necessarily see in the film, but that definitely helps all of those layers, and the dynamic between the three of us, really, the husband, wife, and daughter.
Brad's involvement was so incredible and so pivotal in terms of bringing the project to life. He developed it with me from its inception,
Mhm.
um, and he really helped me sort of take this smaller independent film and try to make it feel like a commercial, more studio feature, while still maintaining the artistry of an independent film, which was a really special thing, I think, both for him and for myself. Um, and he really was such a guiding force through the whole process. And it was just so wonderful to have him involved. And he's just a consummate professional and such a sweet person. And just to get to learn from somebody with that much experience and, working with Michael Bay and just incredible talent and everything was so meaningful and definitely gave me sort of a North Star for making sure that obviously I was always putting in 1,000% on everything, because obviously I wanted to make him proud too. And yeah, the movie really is a product of his involvement, and his belief in the idea. First case.
Well, we both, yes, we both definitely, I know we both believe that there's more out there than
Mhm.
just what we see here on planet Earth. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely a believer that there's a lot out there that we have yet to discover and probably never will discover. That's why these types of stories to me are so much fun.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like the unknown is very scary to most of us. But I also think it's very exciting, to know that there are things out there that are a mystery and that we probably will never actually um, discover. And what does that look like? And are they observing us? And what do they think of us? All of those things are really fun to explore. So that's why I love these types of films.
Definitely agree. Yeah, I think part of me likes to think that if they have an awareness of us, that their intention would to be sort of save us from ourselves. I feel like sometimes there's reports of sightings and things happen around moments of really high tension on Earth. So I feel like there might be this sort of um, more evolved and more caring nature to them, even though fear of the unknown runs deep on every level. Um,
Right.
I like the idea that once you peel back the curtain, that the intentions might be better than expected. Thank you so much, Nobu. Nice to meet you.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.